The all-new Power Rangers Zeo is coming, morphing to a whole new level of excitement.
It's the best! I think the monsters are very cool. They've got the power. Now the other one was really cool, and this one's even better. I really like the special effects a lot. I love the new Zords. They're strong, they're fast, and they're awesome. I think it's great.
They're powered up like never before. The all-new Power Rangers Zeo premieres Saturday, April 20th on Fox Kids.
Power Rangers Zeo was supposed to usher in a bold new era for the franchise. With a new theme song, upgraded powers, and the Machine Empire as its villains, fans had high expectations. But for many, Zeo didn't quite hit the mark. Today, we're diving deep into why Power Rangers Zeo is often considered one of the more lackluster seasons in the franchise's history. Let's start with the transition from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to Zeo. After 3 seasons of Mighty Morphin, fans were used to the iconic suits, Zords, and villains like Rita and Zed. The Alien Rangers arc was a bold move, but it left many questions unanswered. When Zeo began, it felt abrupt, almost like the show was trying to reinvent itself without fully committing to change. The Rangers received new powers, new suits, and a new set of villains, but the stakes felt oddly lower, especially following the intense events of the Alien Rangers mini-arc. One of the biggest critiques of Zeo lies in its villains. The Machine Empire, led by King Mondo, was meant to be a fresh take on the typical Power Rangers villains. They were an empire of robots with advanced technology, but instead of feeling threatening, they often came off as goofy. Compare this to Lord Zed, who was introduced with a dark, menacing presence that genuinely felt dangerous. Mondo and his family lacked that same intimidation factor, and while their concept was unique, the execution left much to be desired. Instead of feeling like a powerful empire, they often felt like a family sitcom with robots. King Mondo may have had an empire, but his best weapon seemed to be his dad jokes. And the show's heavy reliance on disposable Monster of the Week villains made it harder to take the Machine Empire seriously as a long-term threat. Let's talk about the Rangers themselves. While the team returned with new powers, their individual storylines didn't evolve much. Tommy remained the leader, but his arc felt stagnant compared to his journey as the Green and White Ranger and Mighty Morphin. Tanya was the newest addition to the team, but her backstory and character development were barely explored. She was a promising character with an interesting origin, but the show never fully committed to fleshing her out. And then there's Jason, the original Red Ranger, returning as the Gold Ranger. Fans were thrilled by his return, and it was a great way to bring back a beloved character, but his storylines turned into a missed opportunity. Jason's limited time on the show and lack of meaningful arcs made his comeback feel underwhelming. The Gold Ranger powers were hyped up, but the payoff didn't match the build-up. And while the team as a whole still had great chemistry, the lack of significant growth for most of the characters made Zeo feel like a season spinning its wheels rather than moving forward. Let's face it, the Power Rangers suits and Zords are just as iconic as the Rangers themselves. But in Zeo, both fell a bit flat. The Zeo Ranger suits introduced a geometric design that, while unique, didn't resonate with fans the way the original Mighty Morphin suits did. The Mighty Morphin suits had a timeless, superheroic look that instantly became iconic, while the Zeo suits felt more like an experimental design that didn't quite stick the landing. And while the Zeo Megazord had its moments, the Zord battles lacked the creative spark that fans had come to love. The battles felt more formulaic and repetitive, missing the dynamic choreography that made earlier seasons so memorable. The tone of Zeo is another point of contention. While Power Rangers has always balanced action with humor, Zeo leaned heavily on comedic elements, especially with the villains and side characters like Bulk and Skull. For some fans, this made it harder to take the story seriously. The Machine Empire's frequent bickering and slapstick moments often undercut any sense of menace they might have had. On top of that, nostalgia for Mighty Morphin cast a long shadow over Zeo. It's hard to move forward when fans are constantly looking back. Mighty Morphin wasn't perfect, but it had a magic that Zeo struggled to recapture. And that's where much of the disappointment lies. Zeo wasn't a terrible season, it had its strengths, like a fresh theme song, a few standout episodes, and the introduction of the Gold Ranger, but it didn't live up to the legacy of its predecessor. For every step forward, like introducing a new power source and villain concept, it seemed to take 2 steps back with inconsistent storytelling, lackluster villains, and underdeveloped characters. Whether you're a diehard fan or a casual viewer, Zeo represents a season of what could have been. In the end, it's a season that tried to reinvent the franchise but fell short of its own ambition. What do you think? Was Zeo underrated, or does it deserve its mixed reputation?